the details of the trading activity on the day. Linus, am I correct in saying that it's the positive results that have been fueling the positive close on the markets today?
Yeah, the market actually did well today. If you're considering what has happened, the last 3 or 4 days, especially last week, when the bears have continued to dominate the market. But good today, at the close of markets today, the market gained by about 0.32%, compared to a loss of about 0.10 that was reported yesterday. And driving the market today were largely stocks like First Bank, which released a profit figure of about 45 billion for the year ended December 2011. Other stocks too that contributed to the growth that we saw today included CNN and Fidelity Bank. And some other stocks also did well, especially those of them that have released a very good corporate result. And we also expect that in the coming days, as companies release good results, we expect to see more positive sentiments returning to the market, despite the fact that the bears have been dominating the market for some time now.
Okay, so the market's sitting at 20,788 points. It has been slightly firmer for year to date. We know how hard hit the Nigerian Stock Exchange was last year, but are you seeing any significant increase in the markets or any significant momentum in the markets right now? Do you see this kind of sideways trade that we've seen for some time now continuing into the rest of Q2?
Yeah, definitely. Going by the result that we have seen so far, especially those companies that have released their Q1 results, and if you also look at what has happened in the market generally in terms of the reform that is going on in the market, I expect to see, significant, not really too significant movement in the direction upwards. But I believe strongly that the market should continue to improve in the right direction, because even the Nigerian Stock Exchange and the SEC are coming out, with a lot of reform to hope to move the market in the northwest direction. If you look at the introduction of the market makers into the Nigerian Stock Exchange activities, also if you look at the fact that stability has returned back to the banking sector and the economy generally, despite the activities in the northern region, we expect to see more inflow of foreign investment into the capital market. And if all this happens, we expect to see confidence returning back into the market, which will help bring back the local investors, which are remain in the state of apathy for some time by not investing in the markets. And if the local investors come back into the market, and with increasing inflow of foreign direct investment into the capital market, we expect that the market should continue to move in the upward direction. But by the year end, I do not see the market moving significantly up, but we expect that the market should close in the green by the year end.
Linus, we know that we know that the NSE is really trying to modernize the markets, trying to improve technology and introduce new products in order to enhance trade. Just in terms of news flow out today, the markets are going to stay open until 3 o'clock your time. That's in order to overlap with US trading hours. Is that going to be a significant driver for markets going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think it's going to be a significant driver, for the Nigerian capital markets if all these changes and reforms that NSE and SEC is introducing into the markets. The activities of the market makers cannot really be emphasized, but we expect them to add value to the markets and move it in upward direction.
How much demand is there for short-selling products right now and opportunities to short stocks? And are you concerned around the implications that's going to have on stock prices if it's introduced?
Yeah, if you look at most stock prices in the Nigerian market, right now, most of them are at the bottom. And we expect that with all this activity coming on stream, we expect that it's going to affect, the price of the stock market, in the right direction. So we may begin to see, significant appreciation in the stock prices across the markets in the coming months and days.
So it could be a boost to prices. In the meantime, First Bank stock being boosted by its results coming out. Pre-tax profit up 48% year on year, but just looking at net loans and advances, only 9.2% growth there in those loans, and that's seen as somewhat disappointing to the market. 1.2 trillion naira is what you're looking at from their balance sheet perspective. I hope Linus is still there. He is still with me. Linus, what are your views on First Bank's numbers? Anything that we need to flag from those results?
Yeah, from the result that First Bank released on the stock markets today, coming out with profit after tax of about 45 billion, a gross earning of roughly 300 billion. I think if you compare to some other results like Guaranteed Trust Bank, even with other smaller players like Skybank and Fidelity, I think to some extent, investors and market viewers might view the result as a little bit disappointing, considering the fact too that so much was about 80 kobo to compared to what they've been paying before, which has averaged about 1 naira in the past. I think to some extent I can say that the result First Bank came out with today is a little bit disappointing. And if you also look at their books too, that the haircut in terms of loan provision was over 50 billion, which is on the high side. And considering some of the provision they have also made in the past, points, some things that will begin to look at the quality of their loan books going forward.
So the market really looking for some clarity on that dividend. As you said, 80 kobo is what's being declared that the market used to, a 1 naira dividend. Linus Iwuajoku, head of research and the market intelligence unit from Diamond Bank.